From 17 once again. This is my Arkham Knight, a flip of coin DLC, no damage, and we are playing as Robin in one of the new outfits, I believe. I think it calls it the new 52 outfit, which I assume is some kind of comic serial number or something, like the 52 run of Batman or whatever. And it begins immediately with a Predator sequence that I have a really good path for up until the last 6 people. The last 6 people are really close to each other, and it's very difficult to isolate them. So it kind of becomes, you know, make it up as you go along. And speaking of making it up as you go along, wait just here for the guy who's in front of us to move towards the left, then you can go and grab him, and it's going to line up the next 2 people rather simply. The only problem here is dropping off this balcony down to the bottom area. Of course, on the run where I failed, I did it perfectly, and everything went well. On the run where I was successful, he ended up grabbing something by accident, and I tried to drop, and then when I dropped I wanted him to grab something, and then he didn't, and then I ended up going into the lava, and I salvaged it with the back claw, so it's going to look kind of messy on that point, but it gets the job done. But choke came, and you'll notice I'm looking up there to do the back claw. We're going to be zipping straight up there into a silent takedown, because there's a guy just below us. There he is. The good news about this is, when you fail at any point of this and you restart, the placement of all these enemies you've just seen is all identical. So this is a perfect run, effectively, of their patterns, because they should always be in some comparable state of what you're witnessing here. Here is 2 guys. These can differ a little bit depending on how fast you are, and right there, I didn't want to grab that. I wanted to fall, so I could just drop down to the bottom area, and now I'm trying to fall, and he comes up. So you're going to see me try and do like a jump here, like that, and he doesn't grab. And there you go. Welcome to Arkham Knight and its fiddly controls. The good news is it puts me up very close to these 2 people. What's going to happen here is he's going to stand there and his buddy's going to go into the other room, then he's going to come back into this room, and the moment he starts walking around this circular platform, we're going to go for his friend. His friend is the person jamming detective vision. Detective vision is very important, but at the same time, you don't always need it. I was actually having troubles activating it, and I think my D-pad is just knackered. Doesn't make any sense, doesn't look knackered, doesn't feel knackered when you press it, just doesn't work right. And I thought it was Fallout, and I was blaming Fallout a lot for it, but I don't think it is. I think it's my controller. And it's really disappointing, but you don't use the D-pad too much in a game such as this. But if you see me change weapon at all, absolute nightmare. When you hold direction, it goes but, just keeps flipping on and off, on and off, on and off. Incredibly frustrating. And then detective mode takes forever to turn on, so I barely used it. But right here I do the fear takedown to take out the first 3 guys. The good news with this is it's going to alert the next 3 people, and if you're fast enough, you can get behind their train of investigative, you know, maneuvering, and just do them like a daisy chain. However, if you're too close to them, where they stop, they might see you. And depending on the path that they go, they usually run around the lower circle, but if I say that's their path they go every time, they'll do something different for you, because that's kind of the nature of the beast. But once again, did not want to climb that. I think you can hold a button on this game to not grab things, but it's been a while since I'm all up on Arkham Knight's controls, so you're not exactly seeing me at my best. Which should be, hopefully, quite inspirational, because if I can no damage this DLC, having not played this game since the last time I covered one of these, you should be able to do it just fine if you've been all warmed up and everything. So now there's 3 guys left, and I'm going to wait for them to separate. Once again, at this point, when they're aware of you and they're alerted, their movement will be random. At this point, you have no control over it, really. The only control you have is if you make noise or some kind of distraction. And the items that Robin has, not the best for drawing people around, but then again, they don't need to be, which makes it work. And I'm just going to take this guy out, get the fear takedown, and then use the fear takedown on these 2 buddies. But the new DLC also introduced some more AR missions that you can do with any character. It enables you to swap your characters. It also enables you to change the difficulty, which I believe just turns it to hard. Which seems really strange, considering you can only do it to certain missions and not to other ones. And I don't know if you score any better on that or what, but I find the AR missions really confusing in this game. Because the DLC ones anyway, the one in the main game make perfect sense, but the DLC ones, especially the combat ones, like I'm pretty competent in the combat on this game, But I was playing as Batgirl, who I think is horrible. She has no moves at all, so you can't really do anything diverse. There's no real gadget combos or special gadget moves or... Like, why do they make these characters not have all the abilities that Arkham Knight introduced? You know, Batman's got all these super cool moves where he picks people up off the ground to beat them up. You know, he breaks the weapons, he does all that kind of stuff. Yet you play as these tertiary characters that don't have those abilities, and you try and do it and you don't get it and you drop your combo. And it makes playing as them not really interesting, because all you can do is beat downs, you know, ultra bat stun, bat stun, you know, there you go, normal takedown. Like, it's not as fun. Batgirl has 2 gadgets. One of them's a Batarang, the other one's a Batclaw. That's it. There's nothing else. Like Batman, he has all those gadgets, and then when you have combo, you can do those special gadget moves, so it makes playing as him really fun. Robin as well. Robin's quite good for that. Nightwing's quite good for that. Azrael's quite good for that, but fucking Batgirl's terrible. And you might be like, well, Chris, well, why did you pick Batgirl? Pretty simple. I'm going to record 3-starring some of the AI ones to get that new achievement and make like a mini achievement guide. And I wanted to play it to see what it was like, to test it, but I didn't want to do it with a character that I like. So I did it with Batgirl because I knew I probably wouldn't record her because I don't like playing as her. Oh, by the way here, guys, I'm trying to do a silent takedown, but the detection's a little fiddly. So turn off the turret, silent takedown him, break the 2 turrets in front of you, but keep looking back to that and stopping it just in case, because it's only 30 seconds and it will shoot you if you don't. Then once you've done that, take down the guy, and then rip off the panel and it'll destroy the turret that's asleep. I like this because it's small, it's confined, and it's a puzzle. Doesn't look like much, but it's actually quite interesting finding that pattern. I had a lot of fun with this DLC.
Yes, I've managed to hack the PA system.
But when I was playing as Batgirl, the first mission, I got a free flow bonus on every phase, and I 2-starred it. Perfect free flow bonuses, and I only 2-starred it. Sorry if I said that wrong. Whereas on the next one, didn't have any free flow bonuses, and I 3-starred it and doubled the score that it needed. Like, really inconsistent scores. And it's one of those things where it's very doable. You just got to, you know, play better and get a higher multiplier and things like that. But it just felt weird to have it go so different. And you can also feel the difference in the combo, in the combat as well, between them. Some of the missions, like some of the missions feel really snappy and really good, and then the other ones don't. And I think it's the difference between the Rocksteady stuff and the stuff that was designed by the other people, because you can kind of tell with how the game looks at times
I've got a security
whether or not it's using all of Arkham Knight's potential and when it's not. And I don't know if you felt that as well or if you've noticed that, but I notice it with the HUD and the UI and the effects and things. It feels palpably different in the same way that if you ever watched Dragon Ball Z, where there was those episodes where the animation looked great, and then the next episode everybody's hair looked simpler or the faces looked different, and it was like, why does it look so different? And then the next episode it'd be back again. And it's a little bit like that. And it might just be me, I might be crazy, but I noticed that one of the challenges that I did last night, or like 1 or 2 of them, it looked better. It felt better. And I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to look into that a bit more. But another thing, Arkham Knight has got the ability to do the counter where you chuck people, like the awesome new counter. Why the fuck can't the other people do that? Like, I don't get it. But this is the biggest fight in the DLC. This is the final fight of the DLC as well. The true threats here are the 2 big fellas and the electricity guys. Everybody else is kind of just gravy. Of course, you've got, you know, a couple of shield people picking stuff up, which can be annoying when you go to attack somebody and they've got a shield and you didn't want to hit them, and you do and you lose your combo. I don't think you can break the shields. I don't think Robin has the ability to break weapons. He might. I didn't try because I'd just come off playing fucking Batgirl and she's got knocked, so it really depresses me. Well, if you're going for a high score here, you do not want to take down these big guys. You want to use them on beatdowns to build your multiplier really high. In a fight as big as this, you should easily be able to get more than 100 multiplier quite comfortably and then cash it in. But for the purpose of this walkthrough, this was the second time I played the DLC, and I just wanted to record it because I had a couple of other things to record, so you're not going to see 2 crazy performances as I keep hitting this dude. Once you do this, there's a cutscene that involves Two-Face, where you have to press the counter button during the moment of it, but I've trimmed out a few moments, made it a little bit quicker. As we trip him up, and then we hit him in the face. And that's the end, guys. Short and sweet. Thank you for watching. You take care now.